Alright, so this is the second part of the boot thing. We have let these sit and dry completely. Now, in the last video, like I talked about, like we use water and saddle soap to clean this out. Okay, so even though this leather looks clean and it feels soft, it's still really dry. And if you don't condition it right away or do something about that, what it'll do is it'll start to crack. I mean, obviously, like if you leave it for like a week or whatever, it's not gonna hurt it. But this was as clean as we could possibly get the shoe, pretty much. You'll see like a lot of like denim, bleeding, like that stuff is like permanent. There's really nothing you can do about it. So what we're gonna do is you get a horsehair brush, 100% horsehair. It has to be soft. Don't like order one of those like off-brand ones off of eBay or whatever. Just go to a cobbler, go to a shoe store, go to a leather goods place, and get you a horsehair brush. The ones that we're using is actually from Red Wing Shoes. 100% horsehair. It's super soft. At the same time, it's super strong. So what you want to do is you just want to go through and make sure that you get into all those small little crevices to get all the dirt out of it completely. And because it's waterproof, the tongue is actually stitched into the eyelets. So you want to go ahead and just get all around the tongue between the leather and the stitches. Make sure that you get everything off. It's kind of just like a quick dusting. So that's one of them. Now, with the conditioning, like I just mentioned, what it's going to do is it's going to end up darkening the leather a little bit. So make sure to keep that in mind. The conditioner that we're going to use is we're also going to use Red Wing Shoe conditioner. It's all natural leather conditioner. That means that there's no silicone in it. It is just natural blend of pine pitch, mink oil, and beeswax. That's what you want. You don't want anything with silicone in it. There's a lot of stuff out there that claims that it's the best conditioner in the world, but they usually possess silicone. And what silicone does is that it will clog the pores in the leather, and eventually like it helps in drying it out eventually. So that's definitely not something that you want to do. If you have a cheap pair of boots that aren't waterproof, you want silicone because you don't want the water to be able to penetrate the leather because it's cheap leather. This is high quality leather. Like there's no water that's going to get through here. So you want to make sure that you take care of it as good as possible. So with this, you just open it up. Some people say to heat it a little bit, but if you literally just like run your hand over it, it's kind of like the body heat from your hand is just going to soften it right up. Like I literally just opened this thing and ran my finger across it and it's already melted. So what you want to do is you want to just work a little bit of it. You just literally go in and apply it in thick layers onto the boot. Kind of like what we did with the saddle soap. But this time, it doesn't matter if it sits on here. You want to kind of like let it soak in. Make sure that you get it really well with your hands. Let the heat from your hands warm up the leather a little bit. Warm up the conditioner so that it's going to help it to settle in and soak into the leather. You want to make sure that you get all the eyelets and every part of the leather that is being used covered. Like get the tongue really well, especially if you want like the I don't know what to call it. Like on denim, it's kind of like the honeycombs, right? But if you want the honeycombs on the tongue of your boot to come out really well, make sure to condition it because it definitely helps in that. The conditioner will also, like if you have a new pair of Red Wing boots and you feel like they're a little bit stiff and you don't want to spend the couple weeks to break them in, if you condition it, it will make the leather really soft really fast. It will help you break them in, as well as protecting the leather and helping it to be more waterproof. So that's one boot. Here's the other boot. Like these, I think originally these were like red, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, originally these were like a red. It wasn't even like an oxblood. Oxblood is a little bit darker. These were more like a mixture of like copper, like a copper red, I guess. So yeah, these are the 81, 31, I guess. But I mean, you could kind of just tell the difference between this is the unconditioned area and this is conditioned. Obviously, it's not going to be this shiny when you wipe it off, but it's definitely going to take like the mateness from the untreated leather and make it a little bit brighter or darker. You know, on the boots that I got, I have a couple of natural color boots. I have the original colorway of the 875, and after conditioning those, it got darker. With these, because it's like a different color, like red, just make it a little bit lighter. Yeah. Make sure right here on the boot too, you got this piping that goes around the ankle. You want to make sure that you get that really well too. That's usually like the first thing to start breaking on red wing boots is the piping right here. But yeah, so that's pretty much that. What you want to do is after you just want to let it sit. Some people let it sit overnight. That's probably what we're going to end up doing because today has kind of been a cold day. It's not that warm. But you want it to, you know, like if it's a nice day outside, you could put these outside into the, you know, like on your porch. Never in direct sunlight, but the heat on a nice day will help the conditioner soak into the leather a little bit better. So you could do that. I would not suggest putting these in the oven. I know some people have said that works, but I would never ever put any type of leather products in the oven. It's just not a fucking good idea.
Or nah.
Or nah. Yeah, do not put leather products into the oven. Like, if anything, get a hair dryer, turn it on low, and hold it like, you know, I don't know, maybe like a foot away. But you never want high intensity heats of any sort. But yeah, after you let it sit, you kind of just get a clean cloth and wipe off the excess, and you're pretty much done. That's how it goes. Some people too, they also like to take the conditioner and condition the laces. I'm not really going to do that with J's because they're not my shoes. I don't really care.
Really?
Alright, so we let these boots sit for a little bit. And it took in as much conditioner as it was. So what we did is we just go around and wipe off the excess. Make sure all the stitching right here, make sure that you don't leave any to sit, because you don't want it to sit. You don't ever want anything to sit on top of these. Anytime you get any type of mud or whatever, you want to wipe it off as soon as possible. Like I said, really good leather is like skin. It has pores, and you don't want it to sit. Make sure you get all the wax out of the eyelets, because more than likely you probably got them on there. And that's pretty much it. Here is the end result. It's gonna look a little darker just because we put conditioner on it. After it sits out and it dries, I'll take some pictures and put them up in the video so you guys can get a little before and after. But that is pretty much the finished product after you clean and condition a pair of Red Wing boots. Boom. So yeah, that's pretty much the video. So that is how you clean Red Wing boots. Don't be a fuckboy, take care of your boots. If you're gonna pay $200 and some for them, you better take care of them. Because they're gonna last you forever. But they're only gonna last you forever if you take care of them. These are really fucked up. And that's just because Jay doesn't know how to wear his boots.
What's up?
But yeah, I think the last time I checked too, you want to get the bottom resole because these are Goodyear welted. So you could always wear these until the bottom goes out, and then you could send them back to the factory, and they will put the original sole back on for you, a new one, and like do minor repairs that you might need done. But I think it was like $90, or no, I think it might actually be like 100. I think it's right around $100, but that includes the price of shipping. So they literally like, yeah, you could wear these and beat these into the ground until the sole is coming off, and then like send them back. Once they put a new sole onto it, this leather is so good that it's like a tank. It'll last forever. So you just gotta make sure that you keep this leather part as clean and conditioned as possible.
On site.
Because you want these to last as long as you have them. We have a couple friends that have had their Red Wing boots for over 10 years and they still look brand new. And the best thing about Red Wing boots too is after you break them in, they start to look a little worn out and beat up. They actually look better. Right? Usually you do a new pair of Red Wing boots and you're like, oh, he must have just got on there. But no. Good or beat up. Adds character. Either that or you bought them off eBay. But yeah, Red Wing boots, premium shits. Once again, you can get all this stuff at Legion Goods at www.legion-goods.com.